Now, how do we create a PayPal button so that people can purchase things from your website? You go up to Merchant Services, and you can go ahead and do any number of things here. You can actually swipe credit cards on your smartphone now, which is great. You can get a PayPal debit card, so you can use that just like any other debit card. You can work with your invoices online, and you can also create buttons for your website. So we'll click on that. And here you can either just click create a button, or you can look through the types of buttons that you can have here. You can have a buy now button, that's a one-off purchase. You can have an add to cart button if you have multiple products for sale on your site. You can add a donate button. You can set up automatic billing. You can set up an installment plan if you have large dollar items or large ticket items that you're selling. And you can add a subscription button if you want to run a subscription site. So let's just go ahead and choose the Buy Now button. Now the options for creating these buttons are all going to be pretty similar, so I'm just going to go through this one, and that'll give you an idea of how you would create buttons for all the other types, like add to cart or subscription. So here you can actually change the button type right here if you want to. You want to give the item a name, and this is so people know what they've just bought. So I'm just going to type in a product name here. And then over here, your item ID, which is optional. If you only have one product, I wouldn't worry about this, but if you have more than one product, it's nice to have an item ID. That way, when somebody makes a purchase, in the email you get from PayPal, it'll actually have the item ID in there, so you'll know exactly what they purchased without having to go into the email and looking through it and figuring out what they bought. So I'm just going to say A01, and that'll be my item ID. Now you can set your price, and you can select your currency. I'm going to leave it as US dollars. And here you can customize your button. You can add a drop-down menu with prices or options, and they show you an example here. You can have, like if you have t-shirts or something like that, you can have different sizes and different prices for each one of those. You can just add a simple drop-down menu without the prices, so that would be small, medium, and large here. And since they're all the same price, you can just offer the different options. Or you can add a text field. So if you have something like an engraving or something specific to your product that you'll need to customize before you send it out, you can have them type it in here. Now for shipping, you really just have a flat shipping rate option. So you can type in your shipping rate here if that's $9.95. You can use your tax rate if you do want to charge taxes, although again, if you're selling online, you're probably not required to collect sales tax from anybody who's out of state. But again, I am not an attorney or an accountant, so check with them and see what you need to do with this. Next, you can choose to essentially show the customer either your secure merchant account ID, or you can show them your address. So whatever you've named your account, you can have that show up, which might be your business name, or you can use the email address that you have. And if your email address has your website listed in it, they should understand what's going on. So next you've got step 2, you can track inventory, profit, and loss. So you can save your button at PayPal, that's checked by default, I would leave that there. You can track your inventory. So if you have only 50 of these in stock, then every time somebody buys one, it will automatically reduce your stock inventory. And then if you want it to alert you when you have, let's say, only 10 items left in stock, you can put 10 in here and it'll shoot you an email letting you know that you're running low on this particular item. And down here you can set whether you can actually sell this item even though it's sold out, even though you have no stock or inventory left. You can say, yeah, they can buy it as usual because I can get one in a day or two, or you can say, no, you can't buy this item. Next, we have customize advanced features, and this is the last step to creating a button. So here you can allow your customer to change the quantity of their order, how many they want to order. You can allow them a text box to add special instructions to you, and I like to leave this checked. Even though normally people don't need this, it's nice to give them an option to say something to you if they want to when they're making a purchase. It makes them feel a little safer. And then here, if you're shipping a physical item, you would say, yes, you need the customer shipping address. And if you're shipping a digital item, you would say no, because you can just take them to the page to download that digital item and you don't need them to put in their shipping address. That's another step that they don't need to take. So here you've got a couple of different options. You can take the customer to a certain web page if they cancel their checkout. And this is called shopping cart abandonment, when they get part of the way through the buying process and they suddenly decide that they're not going to make that purchase, they hit the cancel button. Well, you can take them to a page on your website that maybe gives them a better offer on that product or takes them to a form saying, tell me why you didn't purchase this or something like that. Shopping cart abandonment, while it's not a huge issue, is something that you definitely want to minimize. And as a little tip to you as a new business owner, if you put a URL in here, you can then go to your Google Analytics account or whatever account you're using to track your website analytics and look up every month how many people were taken to this URL. And the number of people that were taken to this URL is equal to the number of people that abandoned the purchase while they were going through the purchase process. So that's a nice, easy way to get your shopping cart abandonment numbers. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to do that. Next, you can take them to a specific URL when they finish their checkout. And that could be a thank you page saying thank you for your order. Or if you're shipping a digital item, that could be the page that you take them to actually download that digital item. So once you're done with all this, you just come down to the bottom and click Create Button. And now what you've got here is a nice Buy Now button. This is what the buyer is going to see. And here's the code that you want. This code is going to be what you use to input this into your actual website. Or you can click this email tab and just send this link in an email, and then when somebody clicks on that link, it'll take them through the shopping cart process just like they pressed a PayPal Buy Now button. And when we come back, I'll show you how to add this code to your website.